If there's one thing I learned about going on vehicle safaris, it's that I don't actually like the way the vehicles are designed. It just doesn't let us photographers get the best shots that we can have. Let me explain, and then tell you how we can fix that. You see, if you have paid $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 to go on an exotic safari in another corner of the globe, you'll want to get home with the best pictures. It doesn't matter whether you're using a phone, a DSLR, or a mirrorless camera. You should always strive to shoot the best photos that you can. And of course, when you're loaded up onto a safari vehicle, you'll shoot the majestic lions and cheetahs and elephants and whatnot from that vehicle, just like all the other people in all the other vehicles around you are doing. And here's why that needs to change. My name is Terence, and I'm a wildlife photographer from Singapore and also a Nikon ambassador. My aim is to spread awareness about the biodiversity here on our planet, as well as to help you learn more about wildlife photography. So, I've recently went to Kenya on safari, but I've been to other places as well around the world, such as India to see tigers, Sri Lanka to see leopards, Thailand to see elephants, and more. And here's one valuable lesson I learned. Let's take a look at these two sets of pictures here. Besides the animal, obviously, do you notice any other difference, especially in the way that they were photographed? That's right, one was shot at eye level and one was not. And you're probably wondering, I can't get eye level with the animal on safari since the vehicles are usually higher than the animals. Before I tell you how to work around that, let me just explain why getting at eye level is so important. I always think of approaching wildlife photography kind of like a human portrait photography shoot. Instead of pure documentation, I want to shoot these animals in the best way possible. And that means that I don't want to shoot downwards on them, nor too high upwards, just like how you generally would not do this to a human subject. It doesn't look good most of the time, and these are three reasons why. The first and the most obvious reason is that shooting from or just below the eye level of an animal gives a sense of power and majesty to that particular animal. It's the same concept as looking up towards a person, literally, making the person appear more intimidating or powerful, while conversely, looking down towards one makes the person appear more fragile or weak. And you can see this concept applied in movies as well, when they want to convey a certain emotion. The angle of the camera towards the subject plays a very pivotal role. For that same reason, we pretty much always want to create that sense of awe and grandeur towards our animal subjects as well. You want the audience to go, wow, that is one majestic animal. The second reason is a bit more technical, and that is to create depth in the background. In very simple layman terms, if you shoot downwards towards the animal from the vehicle, the background of your photo is going to be the ground, the floor, which is usually going to be very close to the animal. Conversely, if you shoot at eye level, you have the entire backdrop of mountains or open savannas or whatever environment the animal might be in. The choice is yours however you want to frame it. And with some careful planning, that background can be framed as far away from the animal as possible. This allows for depth or separation from your subject, making the subject stand out from the background. This is a very crucial skill to learn in photography, and mastering it will definitely elevate your photos. The last reason is that it puts the audience in a very natural perspective, showing what it is like to be at that animal's eye level. You see, when you photograph from the vehicle, the perspective immediately tells the audience or whoever is viewing that photograph that you are shooting from inside the vehicle because of the high angle. But just that change to shooting at eye level will immediately increase how immersive your photographs will look. All of a sudden, your audience feels like they are in that animal's world, being an animal and looking around at that same level as the animal. That level of immersiveness is something that can be felt on a very visceral level to place your audience in the world of that animal. Now, of course, the vehicle naturally prevents you from doing that, simply by it being higher than most of the animals that you will encounter on safari. You're either seated or worse, standing up, and both are not great options in terms of angles to shoot from. Both will give you photos that shoot down towards the animal. And there's a very simple fix for that. Ideally, you will want to have a camera with a tilt or articulating screen. Then place your hand with your camera out of the vehicle and lower it closer to the ground. This is where your tilt or articulating screen will come in handy. Now you can see your framing still. And basically fire away from this level. Congratulations, you are now getting those eye-level shots that you couldn't initially get. So now that you know how to get eye-level shots of animals on safari, you'll definitely get some better pictures. But that means nothing without learning how to frame these animals against a good background. To find out more, click on this video right here.